welcome to another video. We're here at Drift Park on a beginner night. Really good night out tonight. Super cool, I think Mitsubishi Galant out here tonight. We are going to get to have a spin of this thing, but it's the first time this guy's brought it out. If you're a keen watcher of the channel, you'd remember that I was drifting a Ford Courier. This is his other car. So I think he said it's got about 30 horsepower. How many horsepower has it got? Like 30, 40 maybe?
If it's a cold night.
It's a cold night, so we might see 40 tonight?
Yeah. I was hoping for rain, man. I was praying for rain.
Well, the bank's wet.
Yeah, look, I will culturally appropriate a rain dance if it's going to help, man. I've got no doubt.
Thing looks super rad though. Little chrome edges on it and stuff. Hey, if it's looking cool, he's winning so far tonight.
If I can't slide it, you can.
Huh?
If I can't slide it, you can. Shipping container here because it's a really sick spot to film from. I know we judged from here on the weekend and it was super good, but filming from up here is extra rad. It's such a cool view. I wish we could have spectators on this side, like to see from up here. It'd be so cool. Maybe one day. Alright boys, last night at the track was sick, was a really good night. 26 learner drivers out there last night, a bunch of chicks, which is always super rad to see the girls getting out there and giving it a red hot go. But it was weirdly cold, so not a lot of crowd at all. Wow, there's someone like super tailgating me, some old lady, bloody hoons. But this morning we're heading out, we're meeting up with Trav. Trav is the Trav that won the drift comp on the weekend. The guy, if you're watching all the vlogs, you would have already seen Trav go and win the vlogs in his 370Z. He buys and sells cars, so there is a auction on today. It's for impounded and abandoned vehicles, so it's like a council auction. So there's a good chance we might be able to go there and pick up a bargain. Well, I wasn't allowed to take cameras in there, unfortunately, and it sucked. I thought it was going to be like impounded cars, like from Hoons and stuff. So, you know, I was hoping to find like maybe a Falcon with a welded diff, or, you know, something like interesting, but it's all literally just cars that have been left on the side of the road that no one wants. So a lot of them look like they've been lived in and disgusting. So yeah, we didn't even stay till the first few cars got auctioned, and we're like, nah, we're out of here. There was an interesting like Datsun Stanza thing in there, but I think to remove the thing from here would probably cost you a bunch of money, because it's like sitting on the chassis rails, and yeah, definitely not worth wasting my time coming down here. But it was good to catch up with Trav anyway, and head back to the house, and I just start getting on the shovel and wheelbarrow and filling up dirt around my pool, which is not exciting. Alright guys, we're back home now, and we've done a bunch of running around today, and I ended up going down and seeing my friends down on the Gold Coast called Japanese Parts and Performance, and we've got a diff shim for the 350Z, Tiana's 350Z. I've also gone and got rear calipers, HR rear calipers to suit the 350. I've got a hub to be able to put an aftermarket steering wheel on. I've got all the stuff already from GK Tech to be able to go ahead and get the dual caliper in, get this diff sorted out on this car, and we've just had seat rails arrive. I've already got a seat, so basically got everything here to get this car sorted out. And the plan is to take this car next week to morning session. That is on a Wednesday, and the last Archie event we have before then is tomorrow night. So I really need to get to work on this and try and get this completely sorted out, ready to go, so we can give it a test at Archie. Hopefully everything goes well, and should be able to use this car at Queensland Raceway morning session. All it means now is I've got to get the LZ car out of the way. I'm going to get this and bleed the brakes and do a little front and wheel alignment, because it's actually really hard to push at the moment, and I want foot brake in it, because when I'm pushing it around and stuff, only having handbrake at the moment is a bit sketch. So I want to go ahead and bleed up the brakes on that before I get it off the hoist. So we'll see how much ends up being in this vlog, may push into the next one. Alright, so I'm attempting to, well, I have pretty much bled up the brakes for the S13 on my own just now, and the weirdest thing, mud wasps or something along those lines have blocked both those fittings on my front calipers. So I need to basically order new bleeder valves. So I've just done a bit of a dodgy bleed on the brakes. It'll be fine for now, but it's just like, obviously the car's been sitting around for quite some time. It was sitting in bushy area, I guess, for a little bit. Not sitting outside, but, oh no, it was outside, but undercover, and I guess mud wasps or something has made a home inside the bleeders, and they are block solid. I've tried WD-40 brake fluid, obviously, carby cleaner, everything to try and clean it out, but the pinholes are just too small and they're blocked up with dirt and whatnot. So the brakes are working now, which will help me move this car out of the way. But man, it's just like the weirdest things, eh? But I do have a foot brake now. I'm pretty happy with that. So I'll get the wheels put back on this thing, do a little touch up on the wheel alignment, and then move this out of the way and get the 370Z up. But man, that wasted so much time in my life just now, and it just wouldn't work. So we'll get it sorted now though. Okay, S13 pushed out the way, and 370Z up on the hoist now. Just started taking apart the interior a little bit. Just going to start pulling apart the rest of the interior now, get the handbrake in, run the line back down the car, and that way I don't need to touch the interior again until it comes to putting the fluid in. So just want to do it now before the car goes up, obviously. Makes my life a little bit easier. Then when it comes to putting the seat in and steering wheel and stuff, I'll get the car off the hoist. Alright, I'm having one of these situations where I'm building my wife's car so much better than I built my own. So handbrake mechanism is in. I've literally hidden the cabling for the handbrake. The cabling for the handbrake actually goes through part of the metal chassis and pops up there into a T-piece. And I'm going to be able to screw the T-piece down to right there. And then I'll literally just have to make a hole somewhere to run the line through, man. But it is going to be so neat. Oh my god, I'm really pumped on the GK Tech bracket. I haven't used one of them before. I've done it the hard way because they weren't out at the time I did all my handbrakes. So good.
Handbrake's in the best spot. Mount super easy. It took only like 5 minutes. I didn't even film it. It was just like it happened so quick. So like interior, there's no holes cut. There's no nothing. Like I haven't had to do anything other than take the I think would be the knee pad off of the center console, because that's where the what do you call it, reservoir sits for the handbrake. So man, I'm pretty excited by this. It's so simple to build these cars. Honestly, this car is hopefully be ready to go tomorrow, depending on how long it takes me to do the shimming of the diff and this whole rear end, which is all going to come apart. And one thing that's sort of going to hold me back is making noise, because I do like my neighbours, as I've said. I'm going to bang out as much as I can, keep going, mount that T-piece now, then I can get the car up in the air and start ripping this rear end completely to bits so we can get this diff done. So yeah, a lot of work coming up, but I reckon we got this. Alright, so a few hours later now, I've got the diff out. I've got the dual caliper in for the most part. The line's hooked up, super neat. Very happy with that. Only problem is, somehow, I guess the brake calipers I bought, literally I'm missing one brake pad. So the guys must have dropped it when they were packing it or something, I don't know. So I'm missing a brake pad. I really want to try and finish this car so Tiana can test it tomorrow. So I'm gonna have to work something out. I remember I did buy some 350Z brake pads a while ago, and I thought they were Brembo, but they didn't fit. They might be to fit this, so I'm gonna have to go to the track either tonight or tomorrow morning and try and find the brake pads. And I got the diff out as well. Diff is opened up, ready to go for a shim. I've got my shim somewhere around here. Nope, that's not it. There it is. That's my shim. So thrust washer. So this is my shim that needs to go in here. I'm trying to sort of clear myself out some space, but I am starting to stress out by putting a time crunch on this. But realistically, we only have one test day at Archie where we can technically go test it. Even though we run the track and everything, there's only certain days we're allowed to make noise. And obviously, if I can get this thing done and down to the track for tomorrow night, that'll be the go. So I might need to call in some help from some friends tomorrow to come and or pay a mechanic or something to come and help me just get this finished off to make sure it's all done. I am going to chop the rear springs down a little bit just to bring the back end, because the back end was super high. It looked really weird. So we're going to drop the back end, so I'll just have some choppies in the rear for now until we end up getting some coilovers for this thing. I'm hoping I have time to do, I'll definitely have time to do the diff brace, the GK Tech diff brace here. So I'll definitely make sure I have time to get the diff brace in. I'm a little bit concerned about having time to get the diff bush and stuff pressed out, but like, you know what I mean? It's definitely one of those things where you don't want to be having to pull the diff completely back out again to do those bushes. So I'm going to make the best effort I can, make some phone calls, try and get hold of some a mechanic that might be off work at the moment or something that can come help tomorrow, just to knock this out of the park. Because realistically, if we start on early, say 8, 9 a.m, can't really start making noise around here any sooner than that. But if we smash it, you know what I mean, 3 hours of work roughly to get this, a lot of the work done, and maybe even get it a wheel alignment before the track if I'm really want to push it. So yeah, that's my plan of attack. I'd say tune in for tomorrow's vlog, guys. We are going to finish off Wifey's 350Z. We'll get the seat in, we'll get the dish shimmed, we'll hopefully get another caliper so the dual caliper works, chop the springs and do a bunch of other stuff. So yeah, tune in tomorrow, guys. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe so you won't miss tomorrow's vlog. Thanks for watching, guys. Peace out. I'll see you tomorrow.